All right, so this section we're looking at polynomials and power functions. So I'm sure you've heard of polynomials before, so we'll just look quickly at the definition. So a polynomial is a function that can be written in this form. So essentially what you need to pay attention to is the exponents here are non-negative integers, and then the a's are the coefficients, and they're just going to be any real numbers. So for example, an example of a polynomial would be like 3x to the fourth minus 7x squared plus 10x minus 2, or something like this. So notice the exponents are all positive integers. Here we have an exponent of 1. Here we have an exponent of 0. Coefficients are just real numbers. I mean, and you could have, even square root of x cubed minus, say, pi. So the coefficients can be anything. The exponents are what are kind of restricted. So for example, you could not have x to the negative 2 plus 4x to the negative 1. This is not a polynomial. Or 1 over x plus 5. That's not a polynomial. Or even x to the 1/2 or something like that. So these are not polynomials. Exponents have to be non-negative integers, and then coefficients are pretty free. But so make sure you don't have x's in the denominator, no negative exponents, no fractional exponents. The domain of any polynomial is all real numbers, negative infinity to infinity. The largest exponent that appears with the input variable, or with the x, that is called the degree of the polynomial. So for instance, the degree of this polynomial would be 4. The degree of this polynomial would be 3. If you have a polynomial of degree 2, then this is called a quadratic. And of course, we're all familiar with quadratics. Sure you remember the quadratic formula and things like this. So the graph of a quadratic function, so degree 2 polynomial, is called a parabola. The point where the graph changes direction is called the vertex. And so we can see a picture here. So parabola looks something like this. And this point here, wherever it is it changes direction, that is where the vertex is. A quadratic function can be expressed in the form f of x equals a times x minus 8 squared plus k. So here h and k are the vertex, and if a is greater than 0, like here, the parabola opens up. Or you can have one where a is less than 0 and the parabola opens down. And so those are the two basic forms, and of course you can move them around. You can make them skinnier, you can make them wider, any of that kind of thing. So those are the basics, and we'll look at a couple examples in the next video.